I know that you have some platforms that pay, and then some platforms that don't pay. Like, what do you stand on that whole philosophy?
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with paying someone to come on my channel. But I want people to understand this. It's a gamble we take. Like I paid 3 different people with a big name, and I ain't make my money back. So sometimes when people look at our channel and be like, oh man, boy, cut me a bag, cut me a check. First of all, you got to be somebody. You got to already have a following. You got to already be bubbling in the internet for me to say, okay, we're gonna make this much. Let's roll.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, but mainly, bro, and it's for everybody who's starting a YouTube channel or who even have channels. Sometimes it's better to say, let's work out something on the back end, because when you work out something on the back end, nobody losing.
Right.
So whatever video make, okay, I'm gonna give you this percentage, blah blah blah. You know. And then you good, but when you be paying them people up front, man, you gotta hope. Say like Charles White.
Right.
Charles White, he gonna just flow with the interview, he gonna cuss, he gonna do so. You gotta get somebody that's gonna edit and do it right.
Right.
Because if you don't, that video could be going about all this way to the moon, and then the minute somebody get the hate and they go to check, like, hold on, Charles White doing too good, they're gonna go to analyze, oh, he said this, not, and it go, the dollar check gonna go from green to yellow. So now yellow mean you ain't getting paid no more.
Man, so
you know what I'm saying? Just
money.
one little thing. Yeah, man. So you got to be careful, man. You know, when you paying people to edit right, you know, to get it right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always make sure I'm calculated with my moves. You know, but like I said, I paid people, 3 people, and they ain't.
You didn't get your return back.
No, I was hot about that.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing this stuff. I have fun because I like that. You know, with me being an old head, these youngsters paying attention to me. They tapping into me. I don't care. They trolling me or whatever they say.
Yeah, they engaging.
I'm still in the building. So for me to be did all this time, come home, and I still got most of all these youngsters know who I am.
Right, absolutely. Everybody.
Man, that's a beautiful feeling,
We've
bro.
been singing your life stories for years.
Yeah,
the Hot Boys been talking about your stories. You know what I'm saying?
Right, big facts.
Yeah. So with everybody, I want to dig in a little bit more. See, with everybody starting their own podcast and starting like everybody, interview me. It's not just that. You got people that's like, hey, I'm gonna start my own podcast. Because I've been talking to people that's been asking me advice on how can they start, what kind of layout they should have, how many cameras and stuff like that. And I just tell people go ahead and get started. But what I found interesting is that all of the interest, all of the people who are now starting they're gonna start to see what we've been dealing with, how hard it is to get 10 views, 50 views. We ain't even talking about hundreds and thousands. We talking about when you first launch your page, when you see that bar and that status to show you, okay, you got to go from 0 to 1,000 subscribers, 0 to 4,000 watch hours, and then you got to make sure you do it within 365 days, and you got to keep your numbers up. Like, it's a whole hassle, and they didn't call it a hassle, but it's a whole grind, and it's a whole hustle to keep this
It
thing
could be a hassle
going.
too. Now. Yeah. Put that back in there. It could be up, bro. Now
It
for
could
real.
be a hassle. Yeah, okay, that's real.
You got to grind on it because the channel, you got to feed it. It ain't gonna feed itself.
Right.
You got to feed YouTube every day. So you got to have enough content to drop. That's why, pay attention. You see Vlad gonna drop a clip every day. He gonna drop, right? You know, look at channels like Vlad. That's mainly one of the channels you could look at because a lot of people be hitting and missing, but he's consistent. So he's really running a business.
Right.
So you could look at that and learn from that. Every day he gonna give you something. Here you go, feed you this. Because he know he got to keep the channel going.
Absolutely. He set the model. He set that model. Everybody who dropped the full interview and then piece it up, he was the first one doing it. So that's pretty much the model. Yeah, anybody wasn't doing that. First, he used to do it backwards. He used to drop the full interview and then give you pieces. Then when memberships came around, he started putting the full interview on the memberships and then give you the pieces on them free and then make you cop the full interview. I watched the whole, you feel me, from the jump. So that's how I learned.